What's up, guys? Ego Complex, Crypto Cauldron, July 4th, doing a second broadcast real quick. But before we get into this, please consider joining our Discord trading group. Look for the Discord link in the video description. And it is a no risk trial, right? Pay for the first month. If you don't like it, full refund, no questions asked. If you like these videos, please like them, please subscribe, please share on social media. Watch the previous Bitcoin video I just released this morning. It is July 4th. It's a fresh update, just literally 20 minutes ago. I want to go over some trading strategies. I want this to be fresh material, so I don't want to rehash a whole lot. So watch the Bitcoin update from this morning, and you'll understand about range trading. And now we're going to get into some strategies in range trading and how I play it as a trader. Okay, so let's go. So where we are now is we are in this bear pennant, right? It's a bear pennant because you descended into it way back on May 12th. It's a continuation pattern, right? Continuation pattern to break down. Broke out of it here. The key resistance levels in this where we're in this consolidation range that we're in, guys, is the 35, is the 200 moving average, is the 233 EMA. That's what you need to know, okay? These are our tops. This is what we're going to make with our tops. Our tops meaning right here, 41K, we fought the 200, 233, rejected, fell 11,500 points, right? That's what we did, we fell. So we tried it again here, failed at the 35. These three key resistance levels. Tried it again, failed. Tried it again, got above the 200, got above the 35, couldn't hold it but for two candles, failed, okay? So you see the pattern forming. We're doing it again here, okay? Now I want this to be fresh material, but this is the quick backdrop of how you establish tops in your trading range. So let me get rid of these. Now that you know that. So these are our tops. This is why I believe we're gonna roll again from here, okay? Now, there's a difference between rolling and actually falling, right? So we can roll, but just rolling down to like this range here, I'm not buying anything. When we have an actual drop, you see the drops vary, okay? So it depends how fierce the rejections are. This was a rejection from the 200 essentially, and we fell to, was it 32, where's our low? 32.7, somewhere in that range. 32, 33K. So it depends on the rejection. But the dips that I'm buying, guys, the dips that I'm buying are very obvious dips, right? They're the bigger dips. They're these dips down here, right here, the 28,790, 3086. Basically, anything below 30K is something that you can consider buying. Depends on the market structure. And again, if you're a member of our group, you're going to see these updates multiple times a day, right? You'll see it in video form, but also published TA form. And I do a lot of TA updates throughout the day, even on holidays like this. So what I want to see from the price, I want to see price come down. It's going to start to roll, and it's going to start to come down. Where's my Ichi cloud? Let me show you with the cloud here. Ichi is gone. Oh no. Let me get rid of that. Let me throw the 233 is on a factor right now. Let's throw the Ichi on here, guys. I want you to see with the cloud. Let me change some of the settings here. I'm going over this in an Ichi video I'm making, but I'm turning some of this stuff off just so you can see the cloud. Okay. So I want to see the price do something like this, right? Come back into the cloud, test the resistance, fall through, fall down, right? I want to see this range down here, the 28,790, the 30,000. When we start falling out of these, from these peaks, these swing highs, right? Lower high, here's your original high at 41, lower high, lower high. When we start coming down from these and we crash, you want to buy the dips. Two different ways to buy the dips, right? You can buy the dips by purchasing coins like say XRP, right? If you bought XRP here, what are you looking for? When do you know when to sell? Well, we have a very clear indicator now for tops, okay? So when to sell has been pretty clearly defined in the recent trend since June 15th. When we sell is when we approach the 35, as you can see here from this dip, the 28,790, you would sell as you approach this 35 and you test it and you get rejected. Okay, so you would sell, you put your stop loss up here, and then if you do get rejected, it hits your stop loss, price declines. You can buy again down here. You repeat, rinse and repeat. You do this with futures too, right? You're buying longs at the bottom, set your stop losses as you approach the 35 key resistance level, have your stop loss pretty tight. If you break through, then you have the 200. If you break the 200, you have the 233 above it. So if you buy at the bottoms, guys, wherever these bottoms appear, and set your stop losses, whether it's coins or futures, you can make profit. Okay, this is swing trading, day trading, swing trading. You're playing off of swing highs and lows. It's the same thing if you're going in reverse. Obviously, you're not buying coins in reverse, but if you're doing futures, you sell, right? You sell at the peak, you sell short the market or individual coins or Bitcoin, whatever you want to sell. You sell short, you let it come down. When you see a consolidation pattern or something, you always have your stop loss set. And then when it starts rising, you're cashed out. Same here. If you would have sold the market short here, market declines, you have your stop loss in place, you get a needle that comes up, hits your stop loss, boom, you're out of the market. This is how you profit. This is how you profit when you understand support and resistances where you are in the market. So the real key question here is, what is the next dip level? Well, we don't know yet because we're in the sideways chop consolidation. We have to get down to these volume levels here to really see where we start falling off, because as you can see, the volume steps off a lot. I want to see us probably return to at least 28,790. Now, the way these levels work, obviously, is you start legging down, right? And at some point you crash. This is how you know. And again, in our group, we'll be analyzing this as it happens. But right now we're in chop. But you want to look for, I'm looking for something below 30K, obviously. My prediction was 20 to 25K Bitcoin. But I don't think you just fall to that, because based on this recent trend, we're legging, right? So we're from 41, we came down, we legged, we consolidated, we legged, we consolidated, we fell down. So it's going to be the same type of pattern over here eventually when we do fall. But again, buy the bottoms, run it up. You know your resistance levels, the 35, the 200. These are your resistance levels. So that's when you'd be looking to sell. If you're buying coins, if you don't like futures, you're not familiar with it, I don't suggest you try it for the first time. But these are your resistance levels that you'd be looking at. Make sure your stop loss is tight and you make money. Guys, these are good ranges here. 30K to 36K is a big price move, okay? It's a 6,000 point price move in Bitcoin, whether you're doing futures on Bitcoin or you're doing coins. Coins recover. Bitcoin likes to recover very strong candles, oftentimes in an ascending wedge. This is a 4-hour format, but if you look at the 1 hour, oftentimes you get an ascending wedge pattern and you fall out to the side of it, and then you shoot back up, and then you consolidate, and you shoot back up, okay? This is how Bitcoin likes to recover. So look for this when we're doing our trading. And again, this is buying bottoms, selling tops. The hardest thing to do is to know where these levels are, but this range has defined it for us. We know now because of multiple key rejections off the 200 and off the 35. So you have your tops. Now it's just a matter of getting your bottoms, okay? This is how you play the market in this boring consolidation phase, because this is money, okay? When you see YouTube guys say, I wouldn't short anything unless it was under 40K, or if the market's under 40K is too risky, they're missing out on so much money. You make so much money in these swings. These swings are very important, and these swings can be played. And they can be played with coins, or they can be played with futures. And just know that the market goes up, the market goes down. And the hardest thing to always predict is where. Where does it go up? Where does it go down? And guys, what's the downside? Okay, say the market does this, right? So I have a lot of lines here. Market comes down, we're like, oh, and then all of a sudden we have a parabolic recovery. The market steps in, right? The market comes down, we hit 30K, right? 31K. And we start consolidating. It looks like we're not going further down. Buyers step in. People are like, you know what, this is it. Let's bring it up to 65K. Well, if you bought at the bottom, there's nothing to lose because the price goes up, okay? It never hits your stop loss necessarily, depending where you have it set. You bought your coins, you bought your futures, and the market's going up, right? So the key is you know where the resistances are, and the key is just finding the bottom. The bottom range here, the 28,790, 30,000, anything below 30, start paying close attention to. I'm not buying at 32. You can, but the bigger dip is going to come and it's going to go take us back below 30. Okay. And that's where you want to look at the different levels. You can dollar cost average in if you're buying coins. So you get a blended price point for your coins. You guys know how to play futures that are experienced futures traders, but we know the top. We have the idea of the top. And even if it blows through the top, it doesn't matter because you own the property now. You own the coins. You have the futures contracts. You want it to blow through. I mean, if you buy at the bottom and the bottom's 28 and it blows through it, you're happy, right? There's no downside. There's a lot of downside to buy in this chop. If you just buy now, say, oh, because you watched somebody's video who says, well, back in 2012 when Bitcoin was $3, we had this exact same price move and then we went boom. You buy now, the problem is you can have the parabolic drop, okay, and you're screwed. Half your wealth, more than half your wealth, 80% of your coin value could be lost. It depends where we drop to. This fall, again, from the pennant drop, show this in all my videos. You're looking at 18K Bitcoin, okay? That's a charting pattern. That's a charting completion pattern, and that's the width of this bear pennant that we're in. Right? Doesn't mean we get there. There's buy walls all over the place. There's buy walls at these previous crash sites, 30,000, 28,790, 26, 25, 24, 22, 20, 21. So there's buy walls everywhere. So when we hit bottoms, play the bottoms, sell at these tops, and this top keeps getting lower, guys. We know the top keeps getting lower because these are descending. The moving average is descending, right? The moving average is coming down. So the top is going to constantly change. The 35 level is still there, but the top itself is going to change. And so since we know that information, play the market. If you're bored, play the market. And if you don't like this strategy because you don't want to take, the risk, the only risk you have on the downside is if you buy it like 29 and it goes to 25, okay? That's why you got to pay attention. That's why you need to be in a Discord group that actually provides accurate TA of what to look for. These things are important, guys. And if you're not getting that in your group, then you need to change groups. My group, somebody else's group, Expert Crypto has a fantastic group. There's guys out there, crypto savvy, that know what they're doing. And you should pay attention to these guys and not pay attention to the Moon Boys and When Lambo Boys because they don't understand how to range trade and they don't know how to advise people how to make money in this range. This is very lucrative time, even though it's boring, because these ranges, since we have a pattern formed, we know how to play the pattern. Pattern trading. And by the way, guys, this pattern is valid until it's invalidated. When is it invalidated? That's quite simple. Here's our price, right? Right now, the pattern is there's our high, 41, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? So for 41, 36, 35, the next one. So it's invalidated when we do this, when we start climbing, when we make our stairs and we start climbing. That's an invalidated pattern. That invalidates these lower highs, right? So that's what we're looking for. Until then, we have a very clear definition of what resistance is, the 200 moving average, because we keep losing it all the way back to 57K on May 12th. Okay, so we're very fortunate. You're blessed in a sense to know what the top is right now. Doesn't mean the top can never be defeated, but that's the current top back since May 12th. The 200 moving average. Do you understand that? That's over. That's 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks of trading days. You have a defined top. You can play these ranges, guys, and make so much money. Again, take a look at it. Go consider it. I'm very late for the family barbecue, so happy trading, everybody. Good talking to you again. Take a look out for the next video.